Hello everyone, Subliminal Central here, and I think I made a video related to this in the past, but it wasn't very descriptive, so I've decided to make another video, but it's more descriptive. So the people who followed the last Subliminals advice video are currently seeing results in a couple of weeks because they followed those tips. So the title is right. If you follow these tips, you will start seeing results within a couple of weeks. And that was actually for the last video, really, because since people are following it, they're getting results in a couple of weeks, so it might be faster with these new tips. And I'm really discovering a lot more about subliminals every day, so I've found new things to make a subliminal more effective. So here's what I've gotten so far, and I really hope this helps everybody out. So first of all, just start off, this is really more of a question than a tip, and it's a question I really hate, and I know a lot of people that are new to the subliminals field like to ask it, but I just don't like it, because if people are commenting the results, I really don't think it's appropriate to make this question, but the question is, will it work? Now, obviously all my subliminals work. You've seen people posting their results, and just some people out there even have sent me pictures of physical changes on their body because of my subliminals. I mean, they're working really well right now for people. So obviously I'm not punking you, this isn't a prank. If it was, it would be very elaborate, and I don't think anybody would go through that much trouble to prank people. So no, this is not a prank. These subliminals will really work, and I put a lot of work into making sure they do their job. I mean, I put a lot of studies into my subliminals every day, and I like to share them through these tip videos, and also what subscribers discover. So if you ever find something new that makes a subliminal more effective to you, share it with me. I mean, I would love to share such advice with my subscribers, because that's how I got some of this stuff. So you could be helping people out by doing this. But anyways, next thing. So some people on my channel talk about the placebo effect, and it's basically the thought that if you believe in something enough, it will work. And there are actually placebo pills out there. They're really just sugar pills, but the doctors tell you, hey, this'll do this. Sometimes by even putting side effects on the box, they sometimes happen because of their belief in it, but my subliminals have nothing to do with the placebo effect, so that is not an excuse for not using the proper equipment to listen to them, because the placebo effect employs ridiculous statements that are actually accepted by people. For instance, on some muscle not supplies, but things you take for maybe better muscles, or things you take for weight loss, and people make these ridiculous statements like it's 300 times better than average weight loss products, or it's 300% better than this or something. You have to make ridiculous statements to make it look like placebo. This is not placebo because I'm not making ridiculous statements. But you should still have belief in subliminals, because when you do, your subconscious mind is more open to the subliminal affirmations. Obviously, if you have a closed mind, it's not going to work. And this is actually the same with hypnotism as well. If your mind isn't open, then it just won't work. So you have to have belief in this kind of stuff. And that's why most subliminals haters, it doesn't work for them, because they don't have belief in it. And it's not just saying, I think this will work. You gotta know, because you can't trick your mind either. You gotta have belief that this will work, and it will, because your mind will be open to the affirmations. Another thing, now I know a lot of people out there also use cheap headphones, and don't get me wrong, those work well, but good ones are always better, especially if they block out background noise, because if you have headphones that make background noise sound muffled, those are also counted by the subconscious as affirmations, because your conscious can't understand them, but your subconscious will. So you don't want somebody else's conversation stuck in your subconscious. So if anything, I would suggest at least noise-canceling headphones, or something that blocks out noise really well. But good headphones are always a plus, and they always help you not only listen to things more clearly, so you can really relax better and get those affirmations going in your subconscious, but also, the affirmations are more clear to your subconscious. But, what I found out with my new equipment, the Bluedios, everything sounds more separated, and you can really hear the different elements, and that's a good thing, because you feel more relaxed when you listen to such things. So let's go to the next thing here. I've seen my average viewer retention reports, and I've noticed that people only listen to about 5 minutes of the subliminal. this is a problem. You need to listen to the entire subliminal audio to count it as a whole session. If you listen to half a subliminal audio in one part of the day and another half in the other part of the day, that's completely fine. That counts as one session, but you need to listen to the whole subliminal audio video, yep, the whole 12 minutes, for it to count as a session. If you don't, then they're a lot less effective, because if you listen to half, or even a third, as most of you guys are watching, it only has a third of the effects, and you don't want that. So try to listen to the whole subliminal at least once every day, and that will count as a whole session. So that's what I mean by a subliminal session, a whole subliminal, not part of it. There is actually some technology I employ in my subliminals. Most of them will have a little audio break in between the songs at the last, like, I don't know, 3 minutes, so you know, hey, this subliminal is almost over, you know, and that way you can kind of time yourself. That's what I put it in there for. So you know, you're welcome to everybody out there. So also try to do at least one session a day. This is also very important because, again, some of you guys listen to part sessions, and unless you can make up for the other parts, that's not good. But try to listen to one subliminal session each day. You can listen up to 5 in a day. If you listen to more, it can give you a headache. Like, you can listen to as many different subliminals as you want, but don't listen to the same one more than 5 to 6 times a day. I've gotten reports of people getting headaches by this, and sometimes it can overload the subconscious. But if you listen to different ones, then that's completely fine. Also, try to do subliminals on a schedule. I've seen some people that do them on a schedule have better results than people who don't do them on a schedule. I don't know why, but when you have your subconscious, I guess you could say, on a subliminal schedule, when you start listening to your subliminals on that scheduled time, your subconscious will know, hey, this is time for me to start absorbing affirmations, you know. It's more used to the fact that you're listening to subliminals at this time, you know, your mind is more used to it. It's also kind of like, I guess you could say, running. If you do it on a schedule, your body just feels a little more hyped, you know, when you do it on a schedule, because your body, like, knows, hey, at this time, I have to run. I know this because I've been doing it for a while. Also, I've heard this from one subscriber. He is one of the people that got results in a couple of weeks, well, saw results in a couple of weeks. You got to understand the difference between seeing and getting solid results. You see results after either a couple of weeks or a month. Solid results means, like, the subliminal is done changing whatever you need changed. So this guy actually took breaks in between subliminals, and if he didn't do that, he listened to alpha binaural waves between subliminals. I don't know what this was doing, but my hypothesis is that the body obviously needs to take breaks from those 12-minute sessions, and the alpha waves just kind of clear out the subconscious a little so it gets ready for more affirmations, because getting bombarded with just constant affirmations after affirmations, you know, is, I guess, a little tiring to the subconscious. So maybe after one or a couple of subliminals would be a great time to listen to alpha wave binaurals. And it doesn't really matter what they're for, if it's studying or whatever, just alpha waves in general are great to listen to in between subliminals. Also, this one really helps, especially if you're good at it. Meditate while listening. This is very effective for just anybody who uses subliminals. Even if they don't follow the rest of these tips, meditating helps because it puts you in kind of a relaxed state that, you know, makes your mind more open. But also, don't do something that requires any type of reading or physical activity unless you're, like, calmly walking. But that's the thing, like, most people ask me, what should I be doing, you know, when I listen to these? And usually I say nothing that requires physical activity and nothing that requires reading. And that is because, one, your body can't relax while doing any physical activity except for walking. Walking can be relaxing for some people. You'll have to figure that out for yourself. But also, you can't do any reading while listening, because then your subconscious is going to take in the reading and the affirmations. It's kind of like when you're listening to, I don't know, in class. When you're listening to a professor in class, and let's say you're listening to music with vocals or you're reading a book, you won't take in any of either because you're taking in two types of stimuli at once, so that's not going to work. Another thing, you need to be calm while listening to a subliminal. Having a really stressful day at work or being really angry at somebody and then listening to a subliminal won't work very well, so I suggest listening to a binaural to calm you down before listening to a subliminal if you feel stressed out or angry, you know, during your subliminal sessions. It really helps. It also, again, helps you really open your mind up to the affirmations. And just one more thing, try to listen to most subliminals when you're awake. Don't get me wrong, listening to subliminals while you're sleeping is perfectly fine. Just try to listen to most of your subliminals while you're awake, because that way your subconscious takes most... Well, okay, here's the thing. Your brain is pretty active during dreaming, and it's not going to take in a lot of outside stimuli. That doesn't mean it's going to block out the subliminal entirely, it just means it soaks it up better when you're awake. And you can do some sessions when you're asleep, but just try to do most of them when you're awake. I try to explain it like do 1/3 of your subliminal sessions while you're sleeping, but keep the other 2/3 for when you're awake. That's like my minimum requirement there. So let me know in the comments what number of things you learned in this video. Let's say you just learned one thing, just comment the number 1. And I just want to know how much you guys learned from this, because I would like to improve everybody's experience so they can get results in a shorter amount of time, because I would really love to see that. But also, if you do experience some just awesome effects from the subliminal, don't forget to comment them, and even go to my forum if you want. Sign up for an account, really easy. All you need is an email, username, and password. You can upload your own avatar. It's really sick. In fact, me and Subliminally Subliminal will be uploading icons soon, so it'll look really awesome. But I would love it if you guys would also record your results in the forums, and if I don't already have a board for that already, I will make one if you guys want it. But I would really like the forums to be active, because I want a place for friendly discussion and open discussion for people who use subliminals, and just kind of making it more of a friendly community, which would be really nice. So that's it for this video. I really hope that I helped you guys out. So until the next video, I'll see you all later, and have a good day.